Hello everyone and welcome to Tenkata Protective Fabrics Tecasafe Ecogreen Webinar. Most of you may know of me, but if not, I'm Mark Grundy, the End-Use Market Manager for Australia and New Zealand. I was to be joined today by my colleague Luck, based in Bangkok, who's the Product Manager for the APAC region, but unfortunately she is unwell, which means you will have to make do with me. I'd like to take some time to talk to you about sustainability and introduce to you Tecasafe Ecogreen, the first eco-friendly inherent FR fabric. You'll be aware of the performance, comfort and protection offered by Tenkata's existing Tecasafe Plus family of fabrics. Well, now we will be able to add sustainability to the great list of benefits. If you've attended one of our webinars before, you will have seen plenty about our plants in Georgia in the United States, but Tenkata has a global presence, with our local office in Bangkok for the APAC region and our plant in the Netherlands, where the new Ecogreen range is manufactured at our facility in Nijverdal. This plant has accreditations to ISO 9001, 14001 and CSR Performance Ladder Level 3. CSR standing for the Corporate Social Responsibility. Fabrics manufactured are fully compliant with European legislation and standards, including OEKO-TEX and European REACH regulation that governs chemical usage. At Tenkata, sustainability deserves our attention, so we take a 360-degree view, from building it into the core of our product development process, carefully upgrading our materials, such as using recycled polyesters and or sustainably sourced tencel lyocell fibres, from optimising our technology to use less water and energy, validating our positive impact in our EPD and external certification for sustainable textile production. Transparency is key, and so is ownership. Each one of us carries a piece of our shared responsibility to make the world a safer, better and greener place. But it's time now to learn a little bit more about the main part of the presentation and flesh out more detail for you on the Ecogreen sustainability solution. The International EPD system is a global program for environmental declarations. The Environmental Product Declarations, or EPDs, present transparent, verified and comparable information about the life cycle environmental impact of products and services. The Tenkata Tecasafe Plus genetics continue in Ecogreen. Number one, we have the comfort of using Coolderm technology with moisture management, keeping you comfortable, cool and dry in warm environments. Number two, the guaranteed great appearance that you get, and you can see from colour fastness ratings of 40 up to 50 washes. And also, of course, the eco-friendliness by using 50% sustainable material, which is the tencel lyocell fibres. At our plant in Nijverdal, in making a sustainable fabric, we have made the change from cotton to tencel. That's basically how we've improved our footprint and yours. Our starting point was that we knew that cotton was a high impact fibre, so we fully changed to lyocell, and that makes a significant environmental impact. We also use modacrylic, but of course there's not much we can do with the modacrylic side. It's flame resistant and it's a man-made fibre, and it's got a long way to go to becoming a green fibre. But our goal was to provide the highest quality and most comfortable protective workwear that is eco-friendly. Tecasafe's Ecogreen complies with high standards. It's anti-static, flame resistant and offers arc protection, so we can make the jump to a green fabric and not compromise on protection. The International EPD system is a global program for environmental declarations. Environmental Product Declarations, or EPDs, present transparent, verified and comparable information about the life cycle environmental impact of products and services. The EPD is a third-party certification, if you like, not unlike certification to an international or Australian standard. An EPD means what it says, has to be proven. Our EPD provides the trust and transparency needed by procurement, product designers and others to avoid greenwashing. With an EPD, if you're a purchaser and you have fabric alternatives A and B and both have an EPD, you can compare which alternative has the least impact on the environment. If you don't have an EPD, it's too hard to do the comparison. We're all used to comparing price and product performance, but not many people have data on green credentials, which is why we have an EPD. We can now accurately show a customer the reduction in water and carbon by moving to Ecogreen. Tecasafe Protective Fabrics is already certified for environmental and quality management systems, such as STEP by Okotex at level 3, ISO 14001 and ISO 9001. So we're running an environmental certification program on a corporate level and an EPD at the product level. And that EPD is certified to an ISO standard as well, ISO 14025. So we don't choose which data to include and exclude. To prove the claims we make for our Tecasafe Ecogreen fabrics, we developed this EPD. The EPD provides transparent and comparable life cycle assessment data that compares a full life cycle of the product while looking at the environmental impact that product has throughout its manufacturing chain, including water usage, the energy expended, chemical usage, emissions and waste that are generated, and the transport used. In those 5 impact categories, we can cover the water to grow the fibre, the water used to spin, weave and finish, and the energy used in those processes. We analyse the chemical used in those processes, also to dye and finish. And it's not a simple process. For example, transport. You'd think it was easy to measure, but it's not, because fibres come from different places. For example, Tencel comes from the UK, monocrylic comes from Japan, anti-static from the US. So that's quite an impact in transport. However, when it comes to the spinning to finishing part of our process, we reduce that impact because it is all fully produced in Europe. So the transport is much more efficient at that point in the process. And then in the end, we do all of this, and then we look how much all of these individual components are used to make 1,000 metres of Ecogreen. And it's that that gives us our transparency. The LCA also gives you the highest possible transparency because the EPD reports comparable and third-party verified data about products and services, environmental performances from a life cycle perspective. I know this is a mouthful, but it's important to explain it to you. To establish an honest comparison, Tecasafe Ecogreen has been compared with conventional inherent FR fabrics, typically made of monocrylic cotton blends. In this case, we took our own European Tecasafe XA9001. Why? Because we took an internal product that has the same processes, same spinner, same weaver to make the comparison. Otherwise, we'd have to use a fabric from a competitor when we don't actually know their processes. So we have to benchmark against ourselves. The XA9001 monocrylic cotton is a typical product in the market. Monocrylic cotton blends are common globally and in the Australian New Zealand market. So we could use it in the calculation of comparable environmental impact values, from the extraction of raw materials to the finished Ecogreen fabric, from the spinning, weaving and finishing of the fabrics through to inspection, measure every single impact. Here you can see a typical EPD system diagram to consider the full life cycle assessment. Our EPD covers upstream and core processes to produce the protective fabrics. We include upstream processes covering production of fibres, such as growing a eucalypt tree to make Tencel, chemicals for making the monocrylic, a transport to have the fibres spun, woven and finished, and then you can add that to other downstream processes. Transport, production of garment and further transport. You can even add washing and wearing of the garment and eventually the end of life of the garment. How much does that energy and transport add to the cost of the garment at the end of life? We can't calculate that because it's not part of our process. We can only be responsible for the upstream part up until the end of the finishing of the fabric. Others are responsible for the end of their lot, for the end of the garment life, and they can always be added to a separate EPD. We do have one example with a European partner, Fristad, a well-known German garment producer in Germany, and they did use our EPD for the pre-process and then added it for their garment level. So they took all of our data and added it to theirs right up until washing and wearing. Water is one of the most important parts of this process. Water scarcity is one of the most important things we face, and we do measure water. So looking at the impact through the value chain from fibre to fabric production, we can easily see that the fibre production, as part of our upstream process, is the biggest contributing element that impacts the water scarcity footprint. Removing cotton from fabrics results in 95% water reduction in mainly semi-aral regions where water is a scarce resource. For example, the Aral Sea between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan was effectively destroyed by cotton growing. From 1979, cotton boomed in the Soviet Republic with irrigation from the Aral Sea. They called cotton white gold. Many farmers changed to a cotton business and using water from the Aral Sea changed the sea into a desert. You can see the impact on the Aral Sea in the images, which is largely dried due to the cotton cultivation. So 98% of all water consumed in constructing a fabric comes from the fibre. As we change from cotton to tencel, we directly reduce 98% of our water footprint. You can also see that you don't use much water in spinning and weaving, only in finishing it's only 2%. So after water, we look at global warming potential. This is basically carbon dioxide. We're comparing one of our other products, Ecogreen XL 9300, to a traditional inherent FR fabric based on monocrylic cotton blends like the XA 9001, based upon 1 cubic metre mass of carbon dioxide per square metre of fabric, The monocrylic cotton uses 4.74 kilograms of carbon dioxide mass, whereas the XL 9300 uses only 3.88 kilograms of carbon dioxide. So the XL 9300 has an impact around 20% less. And as a linear metre, you reduce 1.31 kilograms per metre of fabric, which equates to driving a car for around 11 kilometres, so much less carbon dioxide. Here you see again water usage. You can see that Ecogreen XL 9240, the 240 GSM fabric, uses 1 cubic metre of water, whereas the monocrylic cotton uses nearly 21 cubic metres of water. These are huge differences, and you can save the water footprint 20 cubic metres, which is equal to 20,000 litres or 167 filled bathtubs. A majority of usage is coming from the upstream process, which is obviously the fibre growing. So how do we use these EPD outcomes? Well, we can calculate your savings based because it's measured and transparent. So if you're changing from a monocrylic cotton blend to an Ecogreen blend, we can actually tell you how much water you will save and how much carbon dioxide you will reduce. You can download a copy of the EPD by using the QR code displayed on the screen in this image with your mobile phone, but we will also be able to share that with you. Now, the Tecasafe Plus family is a comprehensive in its range, and at this stage, while all of the family has the same basic blend as the Ecogreen fabric we're showing you today, they do not as yet have the environmental product declarations from third-party life cycle data. So the PPE2 185 GSM Multilight and the PPE 160 GSM lightweight fabrics, while using the same fibres, are not yet classified as Ecogreen. But we all know that from small acorns, mighty oaks grow, which means any change you can make to reduce your effect on the environment is a positive. So maybe that change may start with sustainability in your coveralls or trouser weight fabrics, reducing your environmental footprint by using a 240 DSM Tecasafe plus Ecogreen. You can greatly assist the environment by not only reducing water usage, some 40,000 litres on a pair of trousers, but also the carbon produced, 2 kilograms mass for one pair of trousers. We can even help you measure this based upon your garment numbers. At this stage, that is just the fabric upstream end, not including any savings in the construction and washing you may be able to find from your manufacturing. So finally, I'd like to thank you all for being here for the launch of the new Tecasafe Ecogreen range, the first sustainable inherent FR fabric. If you have any further questions or require some additional information, please reach out to Luck or myself. I hope you found today's session informative and worthwhile. We will be reaching out to you if you would like. We will be reaching out to you with information and swatches in the post for you. Along with this, if you'd like to scan the current QR code, you could complete a quick survey and receive a free fabric business card wallet. If you could take a minute to complete this, it would be helpful to get some feedback from you. We hope that everyone stays well, and we look forward to meeting with you in the near future. Thanks again, have a great day, and stay safe, and watch one final little video on the product. Thank you.